Step back in time and rediscover the top Christmas toys from the 1960s and 1970s. From iconic games to classic favorites, these toys defined holiday joy and childhood memories for a generation. Etch A Sketch, originally known as La Chrome Magic, which translates to magic screen. Etch A Sketch was the brainchild of French electrical technician André Cassagnès. He struggled to get it produced until the Ohio art company took a chance, spending $25,000 to secure the licensing rights. Rebranded as Etch A Sketch, this toy was marketed heavily on television, making its debut on Christmas wish lists in 1960. Its unique drawing mechanism, operated by twisting knobs to create images, captured the imagination of children across America. Though simple in design, it offered endless possibilities, allowing children to create and erase their artwork repeatedly. Etch A Sketch's enduring appeal is proof of its innovative concept, and it remains a nostalgic favorite today. But Etch A Sketch wasn't the only toy to make waves in the early 1960s. Slip and Slide. Many see the slip and slide as a dangerous backyard toy today, but its origins are even more surprising. Upholsterer Robert D. Carrier invented it in 1960 after watching his son and his friends sliding down a wet driveway. Concerned for their safety, Carrier decided to create a safer, smoother experience by crafting a long plastic slide and soaking it with water. In 1961, the slip and slide was born, and it quickly became a must-have summer toy, despite some initial safety concerns. Kids across the country enjoyed hours of slippery fun as they zoomed down the plastic runway, creating lasting memories of laughter and excitement. Though safety improvements have been made over the years, the core thrill of the slip and slide remains the same today. But if you thought the fun stopped there, you're wrong. The next iconic toy didn't just bring joy to kids, it made some noise in households across America. Chatter Telephone. Inspired by a child's imagination, the chatter telephone was invented by Ernest Thornell after watching his daughter pretend their home phone was a toy. Seeing her drag it around like a puppy sparked an idea to turn a real phone into a mobile, interactive toy. The chatter telephone was born in 1962, complete with wheels, noise-making buttons, and an actual ringing bell. It was originally made from wood but has since evolved into a plastic model. This simple toy gave children their first taste of communication, allowing them to pretend they were making important phone calls while pulling the friendly-faced phone behind them. The chatter telephone became a massive hit, securing its place as a Christmas favorite. Its playful design and engaging features captivated young imaginations and kept kids entertained for hours. Easy Bake Oven. The Easy Bake Oven heated up Christmas wish lists in 1963, offering kids the opportunity to bake real cakes and treats without needing an actual oven. Manufactured by Kenner, the toy used two 100-watt light bulbs as a safe heating element, addressing parents' concerns about the safety of such a toy. It quickly became a sensation, allowing children to whip up tiny cakes, cookies, and more, all on their own. It was the perfect blend of fun and creativity, sparking an early love for cooking in countless kids. Time has proven the Easy Bake Oven to be a brilliant idea, with new versions of the toy still being produced today. The idea that children could make their own snacks with a toy oven revolutionized playtime, and it remains one of the most memorable toys of the decade. Can you remember baking with one of these? G.I. Joe. In 1964, Hasbro launched a new toy aimed specifically at boys, G.I. Joe. At a time when Barbie was dominating the doll market for girls, Hasbro sought to create something just as exciting for boys, but they avoided calling it a doll. Instead, they coined the term action figure, forever changing how boys viewed toys. G.I. Joe was designed as a tough, battle-ready soldier, offering boys an outlet for their imaginations to run wild in war scenarios. Its rugged design and realistic accessories, including weapons and military gear, made it an instant hit. Over the years, G.I. Joe has evolved in size, appearance, and storyline, but the essence of the action figure remains the same, a symbol of bravery, strength, and adventure. Do you still have an old G.I. Joe lying around? Operation Game. John Spinello, a University of Illinois student, invented the game of Operation in 1964. Originally a class project, the game quickly caught the attention of Milton Bradley, who started producing it in 1965. The premise was simple, yet nerve-wracking. Players had to operate on a patient, by carefully removing various ailments without touching the edges of the opening. If they did, the patient's nose would light up and buzz loudly, signaling their failure. The game tested players' hand-eye coordination and became an instant favorite for kids and families alike. It quickly made its way onto Christmas lists, thrilling children with its challenging gameplay and humorous ailments like writer's cramp and water on the knee. But this wasn't the only game stirring excitement that year. As 1965 rolled around, a new game twisted its way to the top of the charts. Twister didn't have an easy start when it was first released in 1965. Milton Bradley, known for its board games, was initially hesitant to market Twister due to its frisky undertones, worrying it might be too controversial. However, the game finally hit shelves, and its real breakthrough came when Johnny Carson played it on TV with actress Eva Gabor. That moment catapulted Twister into the spotlight, making it a household name. Teens across the country saw it as a fun, interactive game perfect for parties. With its colorful circles and physical demands, Twister turned family game night into a hilarious and often chaotic experience. It was the game that got people off the couch and onto the floor, and by Christmas 1966, it had spun its way to the top of wish lists everywhere. Have you ever been tangled up in a game of Twister? Light Bright. Light Bright was a brilliantly simple idea that brightened up the lives of children everywhere when it debuted in 1967. The toy featured a backlit pegboard where kids could place colored pegs into a black sheet of paper to create glowing pictures and designs. This combination of creativity and color made it an instant hit, and it quickly found its way onto the top of Santa's list. Over the years, Light Bright continued to evolve, eventually including patterns for pop culture icons and cartoons, making it even more appealing. It became a fixture in households, offering hours of imaginative play as kids created dazzling, illuminated art. Hot Wheels. In 1968, Hot Wheels roared onto the scene and quickly became the go-to toy for kids with a need for speed. Mattel's co-founder Elliot Handler sought to compete with his wife Ruth's success with Barbie by creating a toy boys would love just as much. Enter Hot Wheels, a sleek American take on the British Matchbox cars, but with more style and flair. The first lineup featured 16 bright, colorful hot rods, each one designed for speed and toughness. Hot Wheels weren't just cars, they were a lifestyle for young boys who built elaborate tracks and staged epic races in their living rooms. The cars' iconic orange tracks made it easy for kids to stage their own thrilling races, complete with loops and jumps. By Christmas 1968, Hot Wheels had rolled to the top of wish lists across the country, and its popularity hasn't slowed down since. But speed wasn't the only thing kids wanted. Another toy with building blocks of fun was stacking up the competition. Lego, derived from the Danish phrase leg godt, meaning play well, was already gaining popularity in the early 1960s, but by 1969, it had truly built its way to the top of Christmas lists. Though the company had been around since the 1930s, it wasn't until the introduction of the iconic plastic interlocking bricks in 1949 that Lego became a household name. The simplicity of Lego, just stack, snap, and build, allowed children to create anything their imaginations could dream up. From simple towers to entire cities, Lego provided endless possibilities. What made it even more exciting was that the same set of blocks could be rebuilt into something completely new over and over again. By the late 1960s, Lego sets had expanded to include vehicles, buildings, and even entire themed sets. The creativity it inspired in kids was limitless, and Lego's popularity has never waned since. But the fun wasn't over yet. A new toy was about to bounce its way into the hearts of children everywhere. Nerf. In 1970, Nerf hit the toy scene with a bang, or rather, a bounce. Short for non-expanding recreational foam, Nerf was marketed as the world's first indoor ball, a revolutionary concept that instantly captivated children and parents alike. Created by Parker Brothers, the Nerf ball was designed to be soft and lightweight, so kids could toss it around the house without breaking windows or knocking over lamps. The original Nerf ball was an instant success, selling over 4 million units in its first year. Kids loved its bouncy nature, and parents loved its safety. Nerf quickly expanded its lineup to include other foam-based toys, with the Nerf football becoming one of the most iconic toys of the 1970s. This innovative toy became a Christmas staple, making it to the top of wish lists in 1970. The success of Nerf proved that fun and safety could go hand in hand. Weebles. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. This catchy slogan took the toy world by storm when Weebles made their debut in 1971. These egg-shaped figures, created by Playskool, were designed with a weighted base that allowed them to wobble back and forth without ever tipping over. Brightly colored and simple in design, Weebles quickly became a favorite for young children. Weebles weren't just fun to watch. Their hypnotic movement made them almost mesmerizing for kids. The toy line featured an entire family of Weebles, along with various playsets to enhance the experience. Whether they were rocking in a car or sliding down ramps, Weebles entertained children with their unique design. The toy's simplicity and durability made it perfect for young hands, and it was a top seller during the Christmas season of 1971. But if you thought Weebles were clever, wait until you hear about the card game that played its way into the hearts of families everywhere in 1972. Uno, the colorful card game we all know and love, began its journey in a small barbershop. In 1971, Merle Robbins, a barbershop owner and card game enthusiast, decided to create a new twist on the popular game Crazy Eights. The result was Uno, a fast-paced game that was easy to learn, but hard to put down. Originally sold in Robbins' barbershop and local businesses, Uno quickly gained popularity for its fun and competitive nature. In 1972, Robbins sold the rights to a funeral parlor owner in Illinois, who took it to a national level. Uno became a runaway success, becoming one of the top-selling games of the decade. Who doesn't love a game of Uno during the holidays? Shrinky Dinks. In 1973, Shrinky Dinks brought a bit of magic to Christmas morning. These thin sheets of plastic were marketed as a craft activity for kids, where they could color and design shapes that would later be baked in an oven. Once heated, the plastic would shrink down to a fraction of its original size while thickening, creating small, durable pieces of art. The concept was simple but captivating, offering kids a chance to create keychains, jewelry, and other personalized trinkets. Parents loved it because it encouraged creativity, while children were fascinated by the shrinking process. Shrinky Dinks became a major hit during the Christmas season of 1973, finding their way into homes across the country. It was a fun, hands-on activity that added an extra element of excitement to the holiday season. But Shrinky Dinks weren't the only innovative toys of the 1970s. The next toy would smooth out the rough edges of a popular pastime: skateboarding. Urethane Wheels. Skateboarding took off in the 1950s when kids began attaching roller skate wheels to boards, but it wasn't until the early 1970s that the sport truly hit its stride. The invention of urethane wheels revolutionized skateboarding, providing a smoother, more durable ride. This innovation made skateboarding more accessible and enjoyable, leading to an explosion in its popularity. Urethane wheels allowed skateboarders to perform tricks and navigate rougher surfaces, changing the game completely. Suddenly, skateboards weren't just a fun toy. They were a legitimate mode of transportation and an extreme sport. By the mid-1970s, skateboards were flying off the shelves during the Christmas season. Kids everywhere wanted to get their hands on the latest boards equipped with these revolutionary wheels. But the rise of skateboarding wasn't the only unusual trend. In 1975, a simple idea turned into one of the most bizarre toy crazes of all time: pet rock. It may sound strange, but in 1975, rocks became the hottest Christmas gift thanks to Gary Dahl's ingenious marketing. Dahl, an advertising executive, came up with the idea of pet rocks while joking with friends about how easy it would be to care for a rock. His joke turned into a massive business when he packaged rocks in small boxes complete with air holes and a training manual. Pet rocks required no feeding, grooming, or cleaning up after, making them the ideal pet. Parents loved the simplicity, and kids found the concept oddly amusing. What started as a quirky idea became a nationwide fad, with millions of pet rocks sold in just a few months. Did you fall for the pet rock fad? Stretch Armstrong. In 1976, Stretch Armstrong stretched his way to the top of Christmas wish lists. This unique action figure was designed to be virtually indestructible, with a proprietary blend of plastic, rubber, and gel that allowed kids to pull, twist, and stretch the figure to up to 4 times his normal size. Created by Kenner, Stretch Armstrong had a muscle-bound, superhero-like appearance that made him an instant hit with children. The toy's ability to return to its original shape after being stretched was fascinating to kids, providing endless hours of imaginative play. Stretch Armstrong could withstand all kinds of roughhousing, making him a favorite for boys who loved testing his limits. Whether he was being tied in knots or stretched across the room, Stretch Armstrong remained intact. This rugged toy quickly became a Christmas sensation, captivating kids with its stretchable magic. But the 1970s were also a time of technological advancement, and soon a different kind of entertainment system would change the world of play forever. Atari 2600. Who remembers the excitement of this early gaming console? In 1977, the Atari 2600 revolutionized home entertainment and became one of the most sought-after gifts for the Christmas season. Originally released under the name Video Computer System, VCS, this home gaming console brought the excitement of the arcade right into living rooms. With games like Pong and Space Invaders, kids could now play video games without leaving the house. Priced at $178.95, equivalent to around $720 today, the Atari 2600 was a luxury item, but it quickly became a status symbol for families. The system's ability to swap out game cartridges gave it a huge advantage over earlier consoles, making it a long-lasting investment in entertainment. Atari's success paved the way for the video game industry as we know it today. By Christmas 1977, the Atari 2600 was on every kid's wish list, marking the start of the video game era. But the frenzy didn't stop there. Just as gaming took off, another toy franchise was about to take the world by storm: Star Wars. 1977 was a monumental year for toys, thanks to the release of a little movie called Star Wars. The movie became a cultural phenomenon, and soon, the demand for Star Wars toys was overwhelming. Kenner, the company that held the exclusive rights to manufacture Star Wars toys, was caught off guard by the film's success. Unable to produce enough toys in time for Christmas, they came up with the ingenious Early Bird Certificate package. This package, sold during the 1977 holiday season, allowed kids to pre-order their Star Wars action figures, which included Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, and R2-D2. Although the toys weren't available immediately, the certificates kept the anticipation high, and the figures became the hottest item of Christmas 1978 when they were finally released. The Star Wars franchise continued to dominate the toy market for years, and its collectibles remain popular today. But while Star Wars captured imaginations, a new toy would soon challenge kids' memory skills in a whole new way: Simon. In 1978, Simon burst onto the scene as an electronic game that tested players' short-term memory. Created by Ralph Baer and Howard Morrison, Simon was a simple but addictive game. Players had to remember and repeat increasingly complex patterns of lights and sounds, pushing their memory skills to the limit. The game's colorful, circular design and engaging gameplay made it an instant hit. Priced at $24.95, about $105 in today's money, Simon became the must-have toy of 1978, with kids and families challenging each other to see who could remember the longest sequence. Its repetitive, flashing lights and beeping sounds were strangely hypnotic, making it easy to lose track of time while playing. Simon's popularity carried it through the Christmas season of 1979 as well, proving that technology and simple fun could go hand in hand. But Simon was only the beginning of the technological revolution in toys. As we look back on the 1960s and 1970s, it's clear that toys have come a long way, creating lasting memories for generations. How good was your memory with Simon? Barbie Dreamhouse. By the early 1960s, Barbie was already a household name, but in 1962, Mattel introduced something that would take the Barbie experience to a whole new level: the Barbie Dreamhouse. This fold-out cardboard house allowed children to immerse themselves in Barbie's world, giving them the opportunity to design and decorate her living space. The dream house came complete with furniture and accessories, making it a mini dollhouse for young Barbie fans to enjoy. It wasn't just about the house itself, though. The dream house expanded the storytelling possibilities for Barbie, allowing kids to imagine all kinds of new adventures and scenarios for their dolls. It became a huge hit during the Christmas season of 1962, sparking endless creativity and playtime. The Barbie Dreamhouse has since gone through many redesigns, but the original cardboard version remains a beloved piece of toy history. But as Barbie was building her dream house, another toy was getting ready to duke it out for a spot on Santa's list: Rockham Sockum robots. In 1966, a new kind of action game entered the ring, Rockham Sockum Robots. Created by Marvin Glass and Associates and produced by Mark's Toys, the game featured two robots, Red Rocker and Blue Bomber, controlled by players using simple joysticks. The goal? Knock your opponent's head off by landing the perfect punch. The game was simple yet incredibly fun, capturing the imaginations of children everywhere. Its action-packed gameplay allowed kids to act out thrilling boxing matches, cheering on their favorite robot in a battle of mechanical might. With every punch, players felt the tension build, waiting for that final hit to pop their opponent's head. By Christmas 1966, Rockham Sockum Robots had become a massive success, securing its place as one of the most iconic toys of the decade. It's a game that has stood the test of time, still played and loved by kids today. Spirograph. In 1967, Spirograph, created by British engineer Dennis Fisher, revolutionized creative play. The toy allowed children to create stunning geometric designs using a set of gears, wheels, and colored pens. By placing the gears inside each other and guiding the pen around the pattern, children could create intricate spiral shapes that mesmerized with their complexity. What made Spirograph truly unique was its blend of art and mathematics, sparking both creativity and curiosity. The designs were endlessly varied, providing hours of entertainment as kids experimented with different combinations of gears to create new patterns. The colorful, hypnotic artwork that Spirograph produced made it a Christmas favorite in 1967, appealing to both kids and parents who appreciated its educational value. Spirograph quickly became a staple of childhood in the late 1960s and 1970s, and it remains a beloved toy today, proving that the simple act of drawing can be both artistic and mathematical. Barrel of Monkeys. Barrel of Monkeys, released by Lakeside Toys in 1965, was a simple yet highly addictive game that captured the hearts of children during the holiday season. The game came in a small blue barrel filled with colorful plastic monkeys, each one designed to hook onto another monkey's arm. The objective was to link as many monkeys as possible without dropping the chain, and while it sounds easy, it quickly became a challenging and entertaining test of dexterity. Barrel of Monkeys was perfect for kids who loved games with quick, straightforward rules that could be played solo or with friends. The tactile nature of the monkeys made the game even more enjoyable, and its easy-to-learn format made it a hit with both young children and families. By Christmas 1965, the blue barrel had become a household staple, with kids everywhere attempting to build the longest chain of monkeys. But as the monkeys were swinging around, a much tougher, more rugged toy was rolling into popularity: Tonka Trucks. Tonka Trucks became an iconic part of childhood during the 1960s, offering children rugged, durable toys that could withstand the rough-and-tumble play of the outdoors. Made of sturdy metal, Tonka Trucks were designed for heavy-duty fun. Whether kids were digging, hauling, or constructing elaborate play sites in their backyards or sandboxes, the most popular model, the bright yellow Tonka dump truck, allowed kids to transport dirt, sand, and rocks, encouraging imaginative play and hands-on creativity. Its robust design meant it could take a beating and keep on trucking, making it a favorite for generations of children. Parents loved the durability, and kids loved the realistic, heavy-duty feel of the trucks. By the mid-1960s, Tonka Trucks were a must-have toy under the Christmas tree, and their popularity only continued to grow. Tonka became synonymous with tough, high-quality play, creating a brand legacy that has endured for decades. But while Tonka Trucks were dominating outdoor play, another toy was about to stretch the boundaries of what kids could imagine. No matter the toy, it holds special memories from childhood. What was your favorite? Share your memories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more nostalgic toy stories.